Hello everybody, welcome to Chess Learns at PhD Comics Chess. In this video, I want to show you one of my favorite openings of all time, which is the King's Gambit. Okay, so the King's Gambit occurs after the moves e4, e5, and then white plays the seemingly strange move f4. And the reason it's seemingly strange is because, first of all, that's a free pawn for black right away, and second of all, white's king is already immensely weakened by the fact that the queen can move in and the open file, okay? But for many years, especially in the 1900s, this was the most popular opening for white. And the reason is, white's going to build up an immensely powerful attack on this f file here once it gets opened up, maybe an attack against f7, and it gets quick development, okay? So there's two main things for black to do, actually three. First, they can accept the pawn by taking it. Second, they can decline it with bishop to c5. And third, they can offer a counter gambit with pawn out. So first we will look at if they accept it with taking the pawn. The first thing white has to do is knight to f3. And the reason for that is to stop this queen check here. If white just plays something like that, d4, the queen will come in with check and he will be in a very bad position. Okay, he'll have to move his king because obviously blocking with this, just another pawn for black, and he can't recapture because the rook will be taken and he's starting a discovered attack. Okay, so right away, if he takes that, the knight's got to come out to f3. Okay, after that, mainly, the one thing you're going to have to watch is for black to go g5 to defend that pawn. If black just plays sort of defensively, what you're trying to do is go d4. You're trying to bring your bishop to c4, castle like this to get your rook to the open file, and bring your queen here and get an attack on there. Also play bishop takes pawn, okay? But black's probably not just going to let you do that. So I'm going to show you how to achieve your goals, okay? Even though black is obviously will be trying to stop you. So e4, e5, f4, we're looking at f takes e4, knight f3, and then g5 is black's most common thing, okay? Defends his pawn, and there's also possibilities of black going g4, which will then force your knight to move, and then black may come in with the queen check, okay? So, after g5, I recommend bishop c4, okay? And then regardless of what black does, come in with 0-0, okay? In most variations, I want you to go bishop c4 right away, okay? There's also the chance, if we go back to the original opening, I just want to show you f4, the bishop c move here, okay? Because you'll have to deal with this. The point is, it's a little tricky by black. Obviously, you cannot take that pawn because the queen will come in with check. The bishop's both pointing there, and you're done. Block here, it's just a quick check there, winning the rook, okay? So again, this is very common move here, is after e4, e5, if you go f4, the bishop comes out, your next move again will be knight f3 to block the queen check. That is very common, okay? And then before we get into more detail, I just want to show you the one other quick thing here is e4, e5, f4, and the pawn comes out to there with a counter gambit, okay? Here you can accept the pawn, because if the queen checks here, push the pawn and everything will be alright. So I recommend, actually, in that place, to take the pawn, okay? Then if black takes back here, now you bring the knight out. If black decides to take there, you'll go here and you'll get a decent position, okay? So really, it's tough to go over everything in the main line in just one video. I just want to show you all the basic stuff, okay? But now we'll go over the main line in depth, which is e4, e5, f4, knight takes, and then g5. 90% of King Gambit's games will go like this, okay? And then we also look about them not going g5. Right away, d4 is your solid move in the center here, okay? If black tries to develop their pieces in any way, your next move will be bishop to c4 most of the time, and then 0-0. Really, you can play these moves basically regardless of what black does, and then you're going to try to get something going against g5, okay? Maybe you can try to go h4, but actually that's what I want to show you here. After e4, e5, f4, take, knight g5, h4 is a good move right away. The point obviously being if he takes, your rook gets into the game in a strong way. Okay? That's really it for this video. I kind of wanted to, like, if you really wanted to get into this opening, you'll have to look at each individual line, maybe purchase a couple books on it. Actually, Soltis, Andrew Soltis, I think, has 2 great books on it. He called the King's Gambit, Winston King's Gambit, Accepted and Declined. I would get those, but if you're an attacking kind of chess player, I would definitely recommend playing this opening here. It can win you a lot of games with a great attack.